Welcome back to Takeout. Great to have you with us. Earlier, I spoke with Illinois Democratic Senator Tammy Duckworth. Here is our conversation. Senator Duckworth, I know you probably had a chance to look at the president's speech and the defense secretary's speech at Quantico today with this very unusual gathering of flag officers from around the world. In it, the president said that the military should go to dangerous cities as a training ground, and then very shortly thereafter, name-checked Chicago. Your reaction?
With the highest crime rates are not places like Chicago. They're actually in red states. So maybe he should send them to those cities in those particular states.
What about the idea that he also said that the U.S. military, not the National Guard, which can be deployed under certain circumstances, but the U.S. military, active duty, should be prepared to fight an enemy within?
The president who wants to become a dictator, right? This is the playbook of authoritarianism, and it's actually unconstitutional. You cannot deploy our military onto the streets of our cities to basically harass and target Americans. He uses terms like the enemy within because of posse comitatus, because of the Insurrection Act. He's trying to change the language and claim that there is an invasion of the United States, that there is an enemy within. There is not. It's very clear. It's why he's lost the court case in California. When he sent troops in California, it was found to be illegal. But he's going to continue to do this because he wants to normalize having uniformed personnel on the streets of our city so he can intimidate Americans, because he wants to steal the next election. He wants them to be there come November of next year, and we simply cannot let that happen.
What's happening in Chicago? What do you fear may happen in the coming days?
Well, I think that he is going to send troops into Chicago, but they're going to be welcomed with respect. We in Chicago are going to show that we can peacefully demonstrate, and that we also understand that the military men and women of this great nation don't choose where they are sent. And so we're going to treat them with respect. At the same time, we're going to make it clear that we do not welcome the occupation of our cities. We do not welcome the strong-arm tactics of a wannabe tin pot dictator like Donald Trump.
And when he said, as he did later at the White House today, the Democratic governor should be begging him to send National Guard forces to their, in his words, crime-riddled cities, what do you say?
I would say that if he's going to go ahead and activate National Guard troops from red states like Texas, then maybe he should send them into Texas cities that have the higher crime rates than Chicago.
The Defense Secretary, Pete Hegseth, said going forward, for all combat roles, a male standard will apply, and if no women qualify, quote, so be it. Your reaction?
Yeah, there already are standards for combat roles that are based on the combat job. What it takes to be a helicopter pilot is very different than what it takes, for example, to be a heavy equipment mechanic, where you have to, replace a giant piece of equipment. But bottom line, those standards already exist. The people in those jobs already qualified for those positions, unlike Mr. Hegseth, who is the least qualified Secretary of Defense in our nation's history. And what's really interesting is he failed to mention age. The military has physical fitness standards that are graduated based on age. So what is the standard for an 18-year-old man is not the standard for a 45-year-old man. He didn't mention that. So he is opening a whole can of worms and messing things up when there already are established standards, and we already have people in jobs, in combat roles, who are already qualified and well-trained by taxpayer dollars to do their jobs. He needs to get out of the way and let people do their jobs.
One last thing on what Hegseth said at this meeting. He said there will be no more politically correct and overbearing rules of engagement. Does that in any way alarm you?
It very much alarms me, because this, again, has started in many ways, but part of this also happened with the shooting of the boats out of Venezuela, the purported smugglers. But basically, if you take away the rules of engagement, then you get to a place where the troops can be actually put into jeopardy if there are no rules of engagement for them to follow. It also makes other nations realize, and our adversaries realize, that they can then engage American troops in any way that they want to, and that actually puts our troops in greater danger.
The Majority Leader, John Thune, said today that Republicans are prepared to negotiate with Democrats in the Senate on future health care issues, but not unless a 7-week continuing resolution is approved. He said Democrats must release the hostage, his phrase. Why not release the hostage?
Holding the American people hostage. If we don't make a decision soon, people's Affordable Care Act premiums, your health care, whether or not you get your health care on the exchange, are going to more than double. That is from the Kaiser Family Foundation data. And so we don't have another 7 weeks. We don't have another 7 months. We don't have another 7 days, because what's happening is insurance companies have to decide their rates for next year right now. And people are going to start within the next 2 weeks getting letters from their insurance companies telling them, if you're getting your health care on the exchange, you're going to see your rates more than double. And that's also going to be for those who have private health insurance as well. Those rates will also increase as well. There is no hostage. The only hostage there is are the American people who are going to see their health insurance rates go up. And the people holding them hostage are the Republicans. It's John Thune. Come talk to us. We can have a negotiation. But he's refusing to negotiate with Democrats. And so he's going to do exactly what Donald Trump wants, which is they're going to shut down government so that they can get away with basically raising insurance rates and the healthcare costs on Americans all across this great nation. And I'm simply not going to be willing to allow them to do that.
Senator Tammy Duckworth, Illinois Democrat, thank you.